Simon Kenton or is it Simon Cooper? We'll let you be the judge. Our guest here today is a member of the Simon Kenton Cooper State Championship clan. Sir, if you would, tell us who you are.
Yeah, Kyle Cooper, Simon Kenton High School, 04.
And you are one of the, like I said, the notorious Coopers from Simon Kenton. Simon Kenton has 27 state champions, and of that, 10 are Coopers. So we've asked Craig, we've asked Austin, now we're going to ask you, what makes the Cooper wrestling family, what's the secret sauce there?
Oh, man. Well, thanks for that warm greeting for us. We were lucky to get started early. I know that. So I heard Craig say fifth grade in his, so that lines up with about third grade for me, maybe. So all those years, all that experience, maybe I'm speaking for myself, but getting off your back an awful lot in those early years, getting a lot of different kinds of practice. And so that's part of it, just getting started early. I think maybe another part of it is just we had this opportunity to do it all the time. So not just during the season, but we did the kids clubs, we did the local tournaments, as many as we could eat up. Sometimes did some travel tournaments all together, but doing it all together, getting tons of matches year after year, it all adds up to more and more experience, and everything helps.
You're exactly right. And we've said in other videos, especially we're filming this in January of 24. So the state tournament for this coming year is just right around the corner as we're filming it. Now, of course, you may watch this in a couple of years and be like, Alex, what are we doing in a time machine here? But I say that to say, if you look at I'll even go back the last 5 years. If you look at the state champions, your runner-ups, even people that make it onto the podium, you would be hard-pressed to find somebody that started in high school and was able to make it on the podium. Nowadays, kids are starting, like you said, third grade, fifth grade, kindergarten. There's even a 4U youth bracket now. So if you got kids out there 3 and 4 years old wrestling. So by the time they get to high school, as a freshman, they know what they're good at. They've had hundreds, if not thousands, of matches. They've competed against kids from across the country. Like if you any social media that you look at, if you have any kids, parents that wrestle, they're traveling to whatever tournament just about every weekend in the off season. So that lines up exactly with what you said. But before we go any farther, in each video, I like to give the team's history. That way, if somebody's new to the channel or your video brings them to the channel, they can kind of be up to the speed of the team that you represent. Like we said, Simon Kenton has 27 individual state champions. The Cooper family, I believe it's 4 brothers and 2 cousins. Everybody's cousins, but there's 4 brothers on one side and 2 on the other, correct? Of course, Brad Cooper in 2001, 2002, 2003. Craig in 02, you in 04, Neil in 05, Austin in 06, and then Kevin in 11, 12, and 13. Simon Kenton has the 1987 Team State Championship. 2 in most outstanding wrestlers, Dave Barnes, 1988, and Casey Cornett in 2017. And we have a lot of the Simon Kenton guys on the channel as of this filming. Jeff Everman, 1987, Dave Barnes, 1988, Paul Kaiser, 1992, Craig Cooper, 02, Austin, 06, Casey Cornett, 2016, and then Braden Blevins is the latest as of this filming Simon Kenton champion, 2023. So a lot of great history there with the Pioneers. Whenever I think it was on Craig's video, I said Simon Cooper to start off with, and I had somebody send me a message. It was like, you know what? That we need to rename our school that Simon Cooper, just for your all's honor. But man, it's just a great tradition at Simon Kenton. So you said you started in the 3rd grade. That would have been what? Probably 96, 97, something to that effect.
Give or take, yeah.
I got you. Because I graduated in 03, so you're just a little bit less than a year older than me, or younger, I should say. And did you compete or train with Joe Neely? Was he one of your off-season
That's right.
But-
Constantly, whatever Joe was doing, we were doing for a long, long time.
Yeah, and Joe Neely, longtime Kentucky official, Sambo practitioner, and several Northern Kentucky guys have mentioned they have competed or learned from Joe. Joe took them on tournament tours or whatever it may be in the off season. So, I mean, like you said, that experience matters. That experience counts. You're not just, a wide-eyed freshman getting out there on the mats and, okay, do your best. And
Alex, that's right. It matters a lot, but it's not a reason not to wrestle if you're a little older, because you can make up that time. You can go out and make up that time, and it's not an excuse either. You got to put in all that work. You have to make up extra work for these guys who are real experienced, but certainly get out there and wrestle, even if you're starting a little late.
And as of this filming, Kentucky is at the last numbers that we had. Kentucky had 138 high school teams. And we know that wrestling is growing. I know on my end of the state, we added, I think, 4 teams this past season. There's 3 or 4 more teams that are in line to be active in the 24-25 school year. So it's growing. And you make a great point. Just because you didn't grow up on the mats doesn't mean you can't go out and have a successful career and learn. And, we've talked about it in other videos. Other people's brought it up. But the thing about wrestling is, you might be competing against somebody else on the mat, but you're actually wrestling against yourself. I know that's, a poetic paradox or whatever, but it's true. I mean, you're going to find out a lot about you when you get caught in a head and arm, or somebody runs a D-path, or whatever it may be. You're just getting taken down, let back up. You're, take down, cut. And you're like, man, am I just going to let this guy just wear me out this whole match, or do I have a little bit more fight in me than that? And it's great, especially with like elementary and middle school kids. You'll see them the first time you'll see them. They'll have, they may get beat, throw a temper tantrum, throw their headgear, take their wrist or their ankle band off and throw it, run off to mom or dad or whoever, grandparents. Then you see the same kid about a month later. They may get beat, but they know, all right, I've got to shake hands. My ankle band goes right here. I go to the other coach, shake hands. And then if they have to go to the, be mad in the bleachers or pout or whatever, they do it. But at least we've got them that far. And I love seeing the progression of kids, whether they're getting better on the mats, but just able to channel that emotions into something good. But let's go over your state tournament run.
Sure.
2001 as a freshman, 125 pounds. You make it to the state tournament, but it's a learning experience. No big deal. You either win or you learn in wrestling, and sometimes we need a good learning year. Now, I was going to ask you about 02 and 03. Sure. I looked on the KHSAA website and the results and all that, and I couldn't find you. Was that did I overlook it, or?
No, the results are correct there. So I didn't qualify as a sophomore, and I didn't qualify as a junior.
Okay, no, I just wanted to, and what we just talked about, you either win or you learn. You didn't qualify as a sophomore or junior, but then as a senior, you win the daggone thing. So, right. I mean, what a great, that's almost like a Hallmark movie. You know what I'm saying? It truly is. So talk to the high school wrestlers now, middle school wrestlers now. Give them your advice. What did you do differently from making it to the state tournament as a freshman and not qualifying as a sophomore, junior to winning it as a senior? What did you do? How did you get yourself better?
And part of it is just having strong teammates every day in practice. So certainly find the best guy in the room, get some work in. And you may not be at that level yet that he's going to work with you all the time, but you've got to build up to that. And having Brad kick your butt every day that's 3-time collegiate All-American Brad Cooper, kick your butt every day for many, many years. That helps me a lot. And he's not the only one. There's a lot of good wrestlers in that room. Mm-hmm. But you got to every loss, however bad, you have a really strong season, but a bad regionals. I mean, you got to go back out and get to work, keep working, keep lifting weights, wrestle your top competition this summer and keep getting after people. It stinks. You're going to the state tournament, maybe as an alternate or not even that. But in my case, you're watching your family and your youngest brothers have, reached the finals as middle schoolers and stuff like that. You just got to sit and you're not allowed to be happy. You're not allowed to have fun. You just got to kind of make sure you're doing the right things. But that's all I can say. You got to give it your best no matter what.
And something about this series is, not only does it give the alumni, your teammates, your family, whoever it may be, the opportunity to see you wrestle, hear your stories, people that maybe have seen your name or your plaque or your banner up in your gym or whatever. But you're not always, when I say you, the current wrestlers, you're not always going to have the entire Cooper family come to your house and do a wrestling seminar. You're not always going to be able to have somebody like your Jeff Evermans, your Dave Barnes, somebody like Cole Thomas from around, whoever it may be, anybody that's on the channel, come to your house and give you wrestling clinics or show you techniques. But when you listen to these guys' stories and you say, wow, his story speaks to me, or I can understand where he's coming from, or I get it. I've been there. Maybe I made it to the state as a freshman and didn't make it as sophomore, but this is my junior year. I can make it. I've done what he said. It worked for him. I can see an improvement in my wrestling. I can do this. And that's what's so great. One of the great things about this channel. But man, excuse me, I about got choked there. 2004, you're a senior, 145 pounds.
At least.
Well, yeah. You start off the state tournament. Now, the state tournament was held at the Dungeon in Frankfort, so I'd like to give everybody that information as well. You start off the day with the first round against Scott Wilkes from Henry Clay. You win that by a fall, 3 minutes and 9 seconds. You get to the second round. You wrestle a good friend of mine, Brandon Mahon from Sheldon Clark.
Okay.
You win that by a close 3-0 decision. And, Brandon's a heck of a wrestler. He really was. And
I didn't know him going into that match, but I was pretty sure he would have been a regional champion. And I went to do my normal thing, go in for my single leg, take it down, like going through the office. And he threw it what I thought was going to be a normal whizzer, but oh my God, he threw that whizzer and it hurt, man. It hurt. But yeah, you have 3-0 is what you have.
That's what the KHSAA records have was 3-0.
So if I remember right, 0 points in the first period. Maybe I hit a reversal in the second period, and he picked down going into the third, and I think rode him out. Now, a stalling call went someone's way. I thought it might have been 2-1 actually, but
okay, well,
if you have 3-0, then 3-0 is fine. But kudos to him on that wizard, man.
Yeah, no, and that's 20 years later, man, you can still feel it. You know what I mean? It made an impact. Yeah. You get to the quarterfinals. You're wrestling Daniel Parker from LaRue County. You win that by an 11-5 decision. Right. You get to the semifinals. You're wrestling Patrick Keel from Trinity out of Louisville. You win that by a 6-0 decision, and Patrick goes on to get third place. Now we come to the state finals. And before we talk about the state finals, well, you're wrestling Kurt Liska from Covington Scott. Now, we're not going to tell you the score. We have the match video. We have the face-off, the medal ceremony, all that. We're not going to tell you the score. But Covington Scott and Simon Kenton, they're in the same county. Yep. Part of the same school system, I believe, the Covington County Kenton County Schools. Had you wrestled Kurt like 20 times, 30 times, first time seeing him? Tell us about that.
Sure. So not 30, but so we've known Kurt a long time doing the, again, off-season wrestling and so on. He traveled with us a handful of times. And actually, leading up into this season, he was coming to our open mats, our off-season practices, and practicing with us. At the time, we thought he might even be joining our team. So he was wrestling around with us the whole season before this. And I think we had wrestled an actual match, a JV match, as I was a freshman. He would have been 8th grade as well. But during this season, we wrestled 3 times. Once at the South Oldham tournament. He beat me. I don't know. I don't remember the score or anything like that. I know he got a throw on me, and that was the only time he got a throw on me. But I wrestled him again mid-season. When would that have happened? So either the Scott dual meet or conference tournament. We missed each other at one of those. But I wrestled him at whichever one I wrestled him at, and that was a 5-3 loss in overtime. So he got the winning takedown in overtime. And of course, I wrestled him the week before the match we're going to talk about at regionals, and I lost to him. That would have been 6-4 overtime again.
And I've actually got that right there in my notes that
that's what you have too.
In the regional finals that because you can look up the regional results for certain years, and it was on there. And I was because I like to go back and if I know some guys are in the same region or even in the same county, I like to ask if they if they wrestled, like you said, off-season tournaments. You kind of knew each other. So you're wrestling somebody in the state finals that you've wrestled. This will be the 4th time this year. You knew them, like you said, went to off-season tournaments.
Yep.
What's going after you win your semifinals match? What's going through your head? Like, oh my gosh, I'm finally in the finals, or
yeah. So at this point, I'm pretty businesslike. So the main themes for me coming into this are I'm in some danger of being the first / only one in my family not to win here. And not just because I don't really have any results coming into this year, but also I'm wrestling a guy who has gotten the better of me. Of course, I'm not feeling like he's better exactly. You know how we are. But I feel good about going into wrestling, but you got to do it. For me, it's just getting the next takedown. That's all I can handle. But I can walk on the mat, get after him, and get that first takedown and go from there, I think.
I got you. Now, does Brad give you, like, after you win your semis, does Brad or Craig or any of those guys give you, like, secret Cooper family advice? Or
well, I don't remember anything like that. Brad's father, Brad, Kevin, Neil, Craig, their father, Mark, was always at everything. And he's his only fight. He said this to a number of us, I'm sure, but he says it's never easy. It never goes right. And you got to find a way to work through that. That was one of his mantras. He had a lot of good ones. That was among them. But that was his thing. I know those guys are at this time would be in college and doing stuff. I don't know who actually made it to the state finals that year. Sorry, guys, I don't remember. But
that's all right.
I remember Mark saying that, though.
Hey, and it sounds like it paid off. Now, has it been a while since you've seen your match video?
It hasn't been 20 years, but it's been probably at least 18 or so. So it's been a long time.
All right. Well, man, we've got it here. We're going to. And there it is. You guys are seeing what we're seeing, the dungeon here in Frankfort. And we say it in every single video that the dungeon, that atmosphere was the best atmosphere the KHSAA ever produced. It wasn't even close. Right? I mean, you knew this was something. You knew you were competing for a state championship here. It wasn't like, just a regular meet. You knew, okay, we should be on, like pay-per-view. This is professional wrestling level, MMA level, boxing level. This is an event. And of course, this has the match, the face-off, and the medal ceremony. So, man, let's go.
All right.
Turn up the volume just a little bit here.
I don't think I was on Neil's side for the face-off and back, unfortunately.
Yeah. The good old jock jams. This just adds to that early 2000s ambiance, man.
Yeah, man, these were always lit. It was a lot of hype. Everybody's pumped up. It did the trick for sure.
Oh yeah, glow sticks, beach balls. So you come in ranked number 2 in the state. And Lisk is ranked number 1, so a battle of number 1, number 2.
Yep.
Now,
like I said, we're gonna just focus on coming out. We're gonna aggressively hunt this first takedown and see how it goes.
And you're in the black singlet with the blue trim on the side. Kurt is in the blue singlet with like the white trim and all that. So in case you're wondering. So right out of the gate, what's your go-to takedown? What are we looking to do here?
Usually a single leg, but I think these guys have caught on now. I'm looking for a double from the outside. I don't want to do a head and arm tie. So we're going to get there. Oh, but he's going to get it, and then he's going to do a basic near cradle straight to my back.
You know, when I was cutting this down, I was like, oh no, what's going on? Is this the right video?
Yeah, this is the right video. That's a bad spot. Not where you want to be in your championship match against the guy who's beaten you 3 times, but here we are.
Yeah, and of course you're able to fight through it. Experience paying off there.
Yep.
You get your escape where score is now 5-1.
Yeah,
so
it's as good of a place we can be, all things considered. We'll start over and hunt this takedown finally.
Yep. And the one of the boxers, MMA fighters said, I forget who it was, but sometimes you got to get punched to know you're in a fight. Sometimes in a wrestling meet, you got to get put to your back to know you're in a wrestling meet, so a wrestling match. So there you go, like you said, right out of the gate to a cradle. Like, oh, I better do something here. He shoots in again, gets that single. Nothing yet, nothing yet. You're fighting it good, good defense. Good defense. We like that. We like that defense right there. I think you got Dave Barnett on the call. Out of bounds, we're neutral.
He got in good twice, though, man. That's not good.
Yeah.
What am I doing? How did this guy get in the finals?
Yeah. So you got you're trying for like a head and arm there. You got your single. Got your single.
Gotta dump it. Gotta dump it.
We're out. 2. So Barnett gives you 2.
Yeah, that helps. What do you think?
Yeah.
Is that 2? 20 years later?
Now, were you better neutral? Were you better on top? Better working from the bottom? What was your like? If you had to be a certain place to get a point, where was your best offense coming from?
Believe it or not, after what you've seen, neutral's the best far and away. On top, we're going to break them down, and we're looking for arm behind the back, just like we saw Craig do in your last video.
I got you.
I think we're going to get it here, too. We're going to get it started, but, we got – oh, no. Didn't even get close.
I'm going to say, you win the toss, you defer, he takes down.
Well.
So you're trying like a spiral there, or spiral right, I should say, trying to break him down. Or it looks that way anyway. All right. So you get banged for stalling there. That was about 18 seconds or so into the second period. Right out of bounds. Out of bounds. Did you kind of know before the state tournament even started, you were probably going to be wrestling Kurt in the finals.
And like I said, I was pretty sure he would be there. But I mean, this is my only shot. I'm in state. I'm taking one takedown at a time, just trying to get to the next
No,
takedown.
that's a fair answer. All right, so he gets his escape. We're back neutral. 3-6 is the score. We're out. We're neutral. Got about 1 minute and 1 second left there in the second. So we're halfway home. He's blocking through the crotch there.
I have a non-shot hanging on, but no big deal either. I don't really like that head and arm tie. I want to keep a little distance, maybe get some wrists, underhook, come in clean like that.
Mm-hmm. So in that scramble before that, both you guys now have been hit for stalling. We're out. We're neutral. There it is. You shoot in. Yeah. Lift. Lift. Spin around. Spin around. Whenever I was cutting this down, I was trying to coach you. Spin around.
Kind of going for that classic step over the back leg finish on that.
So you get some much needed points right there. You're going into the third, only down 1 point, 5-6, and it's your choice.
Yeah, after an 0-5 start, we're doing all right.
Yeah, exactly. So you're going to take down now on the bottom. Were you just trying to stand up, get away? We looking just to explode up? Caution red, caution red.
Just get the escape and go for that next takedown.
I got you. Who's in your corner coaching you right here? Do you remember?
So it's going to be Coach Dave Madding and Coach Jim Wilbers.
I got you.
So it was Dave Madding's first year, Simon Kenton, after many years by Paul Kaiser.
Mm-hmm. I think we're going to do Paul's review video. No, Paul's video's on the channel. We're going to be doing Steve's here.
We're done with that one.
Yeah, we're going to be doing Coach Steve Kaiser's here before too long.
Oh, there you go.
Get up. There we go. We're to our feet. There you go. So we're tied up now. 6-6. Both of you guys have been hit for stalling, so we got to go forward. And he gets a takedown on you. Less than a minute to go.
Yeah, he got in on me real well this match. I didn't remember that so much, but man. Mm-hmm.
And he gets called for a tech violation for pushing you out. So now it's 7-8.
That's, yeah. I in real time when I was there, I didn't quite capture that point. So I feel like it's still a tie match right here.
Okay, I got you.
Or, sorry, 8-6.
And he calls him for locking hands. So now it's a tie match.
Okay. See, I missed that too in real time. So I missed 2 quick points. I feel like I'm down 2, and I'm wrestling like that. So now we're looking for a reversal, right, with this short of time. And he's got my leg, and I'm thinking, I know I can just get my thigh around his little arm there. And we get it done just in time here.
Right there, you get a reversal with 0.8 on the clock, and you win it by a final score of 10-8, man.
Yeah.
Excellent performance. Excellent performance. Excellent performance, man. And of course, here's the medal ceremony.
Nice.
Telling the moms to sit down. Hey, you wrestling moms, have a seat. So you just won it, man. As a senior, had to feel good knowing you had one shot to, as Eminem would say, one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted. Would you capture it or just let it slip? Man, you were able to do it.
Yeah, for sure. It's exciting. It's kind of a wave of relief, not to be the only one not to win here. Yeah, definitely.
And I guess right before this medal ceremony, you would saw Neil and Mike Nolan wrestle. And, of course, Neil come up a little bit short in that match.
Right, yeah. We didn't really have any idea who Nolan was before this tournament. Certainly by the time the finals rolled around, the man had our attention, though.
Yeah. And, of course, Mike Nolan, 04 videos on the channel. And we've talked to Neil. We're going to be doing Neil's video here coming up in the coming days after we film this one. So, and Kurt's coming up, getting his medal and bracket.
Yeah, no one ever taught me how to hold the bracket with the medal, so I don't think I do it right here.
Oh, really?
I think I just kind of clutch it, right? We'll see. Let's see how I do. It's all right. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's respectable. It's respectable.
I think David Barnes got on me about that.
Oh, did he? Yeah. Yeah, Dave would know how to hold medals if anybody would. Man, just an absolutely phenomenal performance there. Watching it back, does it play out the way you remember it?
Fairly close. You heard me remember part of it that was wrong, but otherwise pretty close. Yeah, I didn't realize. I knew once the match was over that the second stalling call got hit, and then the push out of bounds. Those ended up being points. So I didn't know that during the match. I was ready to get one more takedown at the end of that, but look up and see the score. But otherwise,
that's got to be a good relief. Look up and be like, I'm ahead? What?
Yeah.
Where did these extra 2 points come from? Oh, my God. So, like I said, just a great performance, a senior performance. And like you could tell that you guys knew each other, both from just watching that one match. It really looked like that. You guys were canceling each other out on certain things. Like, okay, he's good at this. I know how to stop it. He knew you were good at this. I'm going to do this. So it was just some skill that sometimes you just can't cancel out, and a little bit of want to. You know what I mean? A little bit of I'm winning this match. You're not keeping me from it. That can go a long way. It really can.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's a great wrestler. He's a great dude, too. But
okay, I don't think I've ever met Kurt. So, Kurt, if you see me out, at a meet or whatever, or see, want to add me on social media, send me a message, feel free to. Just like to, say hey or whatever. But, I think we've covered a lot of ground here. You have anything you'd like to say or add or whatever to wrap this one up?
The only extra thing, man, is just how strong this wrestling community keeps being. So I know you're a monster part of that right now, but you talked about the Simon Kenton legacy, and it's those guys who were good, know what they're doing, coming back and helping us be better wrestlers. The guys came before us. We've done a little bit, maybe not with that level of commitment as the Kaisers and Barnes and these guys, but man, that's what it's all about. That's really helped us get better, and it's helped people today get better, and you do your thing. But yeah, heck of a job on these videos, Alex.
Thank you. I greatly appreciate that, man. And the when we started the channel back in January of 2022, I guess it was just me just not having a big enough vision, but I didn't realize how big the channel was going to become, how many lives we were going to touch, how many families we were going to meet, how many lives we were going to impact. And with the regular review videos with the guys who are still with us, the memorial videos, the compilation videos of the team state champions and the most outstanding wrestler, just whatever that we've able to put out, the entire state of Kentucky, the wrestling community has adopted what we're doing. I feel pretty confident saying everybody appreciates it and they get enjoyment, entertainment out of it. And it's great to, just know where we come from, know our history for the schools, the state, guys like yourself, the entire Cooper family, the entire Simon Kenton Pioneer Wrestling tradition. And it's great to be the one out leading the charge. It's great to know that Kentucky high school wrestling is the most accessible, the most viewed, the most shared, the most watched, the most easily accessible high school sport on the entire YouTube platform is Kentucky high school wrestling. And I'm glad that, we're able to lead the charge on that. So, Kyle, man, thank you for doing this. I greatly appreciate it. If you can get me in contact with any more Simon Kenton guys, if you're watching this, you get me in contact with any Simon Kenton guys or any other state champions from Kentucky you'd like me to see or do their videos with, reach out to me on social media. We'll do our best to get up with them and put them on here and let them tell their story as well. But guys, that's all we have. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you on the mats.